This is a tough one still. But yeah, Arsenal versus Man City. A reality check at Wembley. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Hey, God, my enemy. My enemies. Hey. Let's just get straight into it and just call it for what it is. That was a terrible, shocking performance from everyone, 1 to 11. Honestly, from the beginning, the first half, we had that one chance with Kai Havertz, and as soon as we missed that chance, I had a bad feeling in my stomach that most Arsenal fans can attest to, when you just know that the team doesn't feel like they're ready that day. And that Kai Havertz chance just like epitomizes a lot of Arsenal. Still not ruthless, still waiting on leaders in big games. I mean, if you're an Arsenal fan, you've seen 1,000 of these performances before. The only problem with this one in particular is because you thought we had turned the corner. You thought this team was different to the previous teams, which I still think they are. Don't get me wrong. But honestly, that performance, it highlights a lot of things that I'm just going to talk about in this video going forward. First of all, let's just say the truth for what it is. Man City completely destroyed us in that second half yesterday. The first half was 50-50. I know some Arsenal fans trying to say that we had the first half and they had it now, and that first half was iffy. We had that chance with Kai Havertz, but it was pretty much 50-50 in my opinion, in terms of dominance and control. But that second half, everything changed. Everything changed. City had completely clocked how to play us. Honestly, it was quite embarrassing because they just decided not to press Kepa and just let him have the ball. And for some reason, that just turned up the anxiety in the stadium and anxiety in the Arsenal team, because there were open passes that Kepa clearly just not comfortable making. So what does that tell you? But I don't even want to get too bogged down by Kepa, because I genuinely believe that even if David Raya started, I don't believe we win that game if the rest of the team performed the way they performed. And I do not believe, or I do not think, a keeper should have that much influence in terms of how the other 10 outfield players decide to play. Honestly, when I saw the starting lineup and I saw Eze was injured, I knew this would be a struggle. Let's just face the truth. Look, we have the deepest squad, but some positions are so required, especially when you're going against the top opposition in the country and people you're actually battling out with for trophies. Let's be honest. You cannot be missing an Odegaard and an Izzy. Kai Havertz is still fresh from injury. Let's be honest, like, he's not got enough games for you to say, yeah, Kai Havertz is back to his best. So that in itself was a major problem. Mikel Merino too. Anyone who will collect the ball through the lines or decided to pass the ball through the lines wasn't there yesterday. Declan Rice did what he normally does, which is just try and stop play and everything, but he had to do everything by himself. Zubimendi was absolutely atrocious yesterday. Don't get me wrong, in the first half, that pass to Kai Havertz, if Kai Havertz scores it, then Zubimendi's performance will look completely different because he has an assist, right? But if we look at the rest of the game, especially in that second half, everyone was really bad. I don't really want to bog down on any certain individuals because I think everyone was really bad. Like, the midfielders could not get the ball into the attackers. The attackers could not hold up the ball. Like, City just deserve that. It's like I can't even like legislate for anything that my players did. The referee Bernardo Silva might have gone away with a few ticky-tacky fouls here and there, but we didn't perform like a team that honestly should get anything out of the game. We lost that game and it was thoroughly deserved. I do believe Arteta could have made a couple of the changes sooner, because for a lot of the weeks now we've seen this same Bukayo Saka performance is very underwhelming. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but I am worried, officially worried, about what's going on with Bukayo. Hopefully it's not something that lasts too long and it's not a 300k curse like people have been saying. But yeah, I'll be lying if I say I'm not worried. My honest thoughts, really, with how everything has gone down, is look, if we lost the Carabao Cup, we don't win the Carabao Cup. It's not a major deal. It's not a big deal to me personally. It's not a big deal to me. But what is a big deal, if I'm being for real, is losing to City. I don't like losing to City. The feeling is a terrible feeling, and yeah, that's what made that match for me in particular. Not necessarily, yeah. As Arsenal fans, it's been what 2000 and something days since we've won our last major trophy, but that doesn't really affect me, honestly, especially a Carabao. I know what I want this season. I've said it from the beginning. What I want is a Premier League. What I believe we deserve is a Premier League. What I think is achievable is at least a Premier League. Anything else was always a bonus. But I really wanted to be City. I cannot lie. I really wanted to be City. So this hurts. Like I've said in many videos, yeah, not the end of the world. I think, I guess, what will let us know what this team is made of is how we respond to this. If we let this tarnish the rest of our season, then everything the naysayers have been saying will be true. And what we've been seeing all season as fans will be looking like just a facade, which I do not believe. I believe we're still the best team in England. And last time I checked, whoever wins the Premier League is the best team in England. So Liverpool is, until the next winner, who I believe will be us. But it's one game at a time. City still have that game in hand, and going to Etihad is going to be tougher than ever. But I do believe we can still get it done. I do think what this game has highlighted is that this team is still not ready for these one-off games, these tiebreakers. That when things are close, I'm not sure if I can hang my hat on this team as presently constructed. Can they win the league? Yes, because they're very resilient and they don't allow people to score. But in terms of the Champions League and the FA Cup coming up, I mean, the FA Cup is just luck of the draw. We'll see how it goes there, like every other FA Cup. But with the Champions League and teams that we still have, especially on the other side of the bracket, I'm not filled with confidence. Before this match, I genuinely believe Bayern Munich was the only team that like worried me in terms of like a full fit firing Bayern Munich. But now seeing how we performed City, like I will be, it's now disrespectful to be writing off Real Madrid, PSG, Barcelona, any of those teams right now, because this team hasn't shown us yet they have what it takes when the pressure is cranked all the way up in the semis or finals yet. So that is still an issue. That is still an issue. I mean, all we can focus now on is the league right now. Bournemouth next after this break. Let everyone get their rest. Let everyone make sure that they remember what happened in that game and try their best to not let that happen again. The boys can still get it done. The Premier League is the holy grail this season. We always knew this. But yeah, this one stings. It's going to sting for a while.